Institution and the Masonic Samaritan Fund. Now, I've spoken to Freemasons and I've got this out of them. You know, how much money do you give to external charities? And it is very little. Most of the money, as you will see from the website for the Freemasons, they actually state, you know, that the Masonic Samaritan Fund is a grant-making charity that supports Freemasons and their dependents. So when they make the statement, we do a lot of work for charity, but that's, you see, we do so much work for charity. Which charity? Your own charity. Not my charity, not the society's charity. Yes, local and regional, but for you, not for anybody else. So it's a very self-serving thing, and it's deceptive. It's the language is used is deceptive to give you a different idea of what they actually do. But when you break it down and you look into it properly, every one of these charities that they say is operating in the Freemasons is a charity for themselves. So caring for older Freemason and their dependents for over 160 years. Okay, this is the Masonic Trust for Education, you know, and then, you know, you've got all these societies, it's inward, so the money goes inward. Yet, publicly and in the news, Freemasons are always very quick to make a play of the fact that they do work for charity. What you need to do is ask which charities and how much money do you give to external charities, and that's where you'll get your answer. So, there's a lot of double-speak that goes on, and I think this is something that the Freemasons love to hide something inside something else. It's the, don't look at this, because if you look at this and sort of turn it round, you'll see what it really is. You know, you've got to look at the front statement, you've got to look at the back statement, you've got to look at the symbol, but not understand what the symbol means. So they try to wrap you up in words and things that confuse you by saying things like, we are not a secret society, we are a society of secrets, which to me is the same thing. So, you know, we're not a secret society, but we are a society of secrets. I mean, what is this supposed to mean? This is a throw-off. This is just a get away, you know, don't ask me questions, you know, we're not a secret society, but we are a society of secrets. So what I say to that is, you know, WTF, if you know what that means. So, you know, why do they do these things? If you have a look at the web, you used to be able to get this picture, but since I started jumping up and down and going on radio programs and talking about it, it's actually, they've taken it off the website now. But on the it's the main lodge website. What's it called? The Grand Lodge? I think it's the Grand Lodge. Grand Lodge website. This was the picture that you got on the front page. And these are supposed to be guardians of the Freemasons, which are known as seraphim or cherubim, which are basically, if you look at them, demonic type figures. They don't have arms, they have wings, and they have red fur and cloven hooves. Now, these are represented as the Freemason emblems of some of the entities that look after Freemasons, and I've actually seen representations of this in the Swindon Lodge, and I asked the Freemasons there, what does this mean? And they were all like, well, I actually don't really know. And I was like, well, it's very interesting that you don't know what cloven-hooved, red-furred figures mean, yet they're on your walls, you know, and you're in here doing whatever you do, but you don't know what that means. Bit bizarre. That's if they were telling me the truth. But interesting as well, if you go in closer, you've got the same figures with their cloven hooves standing over an ark, which is supposed to be, I believe, the Ark of the Covenant. Now, it's caused a lot of controversy, me presenting the fact that this is there and what it looks like and what it appears to be, you know, and they've actually taken it down now, so it could be because of the controversy. But what you've got is the Freemasons will threaten each other with these death threats. When you go in there, you get initiated, and they threaten to cut your throat if you reveal the secrets of the Freemasons, that you will be sort of smacked on the head, have your throat cut, stomach ripped open, entrails pulled out, this sort of stuff, if you reveal the secrets of the Freemasons. Now, that's the threat they give, and of course everybody says yes, but it's not a real threat, it's just a play acting thing. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There are stories which are sort of told about many people going up against the Freemasons actually coming to very strange deaths, such as London death that happened, where the person was found in the River Thames at a place where the tide would ebb twice in one day, which is specifically a way that the Freemasons describe of killing somebody. Is you could be put to death at a place where the tide ebbs twice in one day, and on the River Thames there is such a place. So, you know, it appears that the Freemasons do enact murders on some of their members at certain times, and what I have to ask is that, considering the recent interest in 911 and Al-Qaeda and this sort of stuff, I mean, are the Freemasons by definition terrorists? Which I know it caused a lot of laughing on YouTube when I said it, but I mean, you know, what is the definition of a terrorist? It's somebody who causes terror. And if you've got an organization that's set up to actually terrorize its own members with death threats, I mean, would this not be classed as a terrorist organization? And as such, should it not be investigated by Scotland Yard for, you know, making threats on life against its own members? Just an interesting little point. But anyway.
Did you get some good feedback on YouTube?
Not for that. Sorry?
They are terrorists.
Yes, I think they are. I think they are. And I don't really like the way they operate, you know, so I would say that they do actually oppress. They oppress people outside their organisation to their own end. They will use their connections to actually exert power over others.
Support, or did you just get a load of...
Yeah, I mean, I got some people saying, well done, but I got a lot of people saying, you know, you just don't know what you're on about, and the Freemasons are brilliant and wonderful and all that sort of usual type of thing you get. But, you know, they do jump to each other's defence quite quickly. The hypocrisy of joining the Freemasons is that you have to believe in some form of God or in order to join. You can't go in if you're an atheist and you don't believe in anything. You have to believe in something to be able to join the Freemasons. That's an absolute tenet of going in. So when you go into the Freemasons, you're told that they do not allow religious conversation. No, we don't allow people to talk about religion when we're in the Freemasons, in the lodges. No talk of religion. You know, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. You can be a Muslim, you can be Jewish, you can be a Catholic. Anybody can join. We don't mind who you are, and we don't allow religious discussion when we're inside. Well, the hypocrisy there is, and the lie in it is that you're first going to a Freemasonic temple. What is a temple? A temple is a place of religious worship. A Bible is open in the Freemasonic temple for everybody to read from during the ceremonies, but although they told you that they didn't allow religious discussion, they read from the Bible in the ceremonies. So they require you to believe in something called the Grand Architect of the Universe. Now, the Grand Architect of the Universe, which they symbolize with letters, they call it the TGAOTU, has another secret name, which is Jarbelon. Now, this is the thing that they worship, and this is not the God on high, okay? So I'm not saying I believe in this stuff. I'm just saying what the Freemasons are actually involved in. The Grand Architect of the Universe is not the highest God of all gods. It's a lower God, which comprises of three component parts. And Jarbelon is a three-parted name, which is Jah, which is Yahweh, the God of the Jews. Then there's Baal, which is the Canaanite god/demon. And then there's On, which is representative of Osiris. So it's a three-way God